And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 53rella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a plot twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, in a faraway land named Quinquadratumlingham, there was a young woman named 53rella. 53rella had 10 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Irina, Tanya, Hannah, Rosie, Erna, and Emily. All 10 of them constantly made fun of 53rella and made her do all the chores. 53, wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! We don't have all day, said the stepsisters all together. One day, the king of Quinquadratumlingham's messenger arrives and says, "Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Quinquadratumlingham is kind, wise, caring, and everything. His Majesty is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Quadrintupling." But 53rella is not invited. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters, they are overjoyed and picked out dresses to wear to the ball. "Prince Quadrintupling is going to marry me," said Fatima, the oldest stepsister. "No way, Fatima, wrong. He's going to marry me," said Ivana. "Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me." The rest say, "All 3 of you are wrong. He's going to marry me." Later, 53rella is so sad about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Quadrintupling. "Whatever will I do?" she whimpered. 53rella's fairy godmother arrives and comforts her. There, now, 53rella. I can help with a bit of magic. Nobody will know it's you." And so, she chants the magic words. "Surprise, surprise among the shores. Magic wand, do all the chores," and waves her magic wand. And not a minute too soon, 53rella's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother says that she's not done yet. She says, 53rella, go fetch me a pumpkin and your teeny tiny little friends, the mice." Luckily, 53rella has 53 pumpkins and 160 mice. 53rella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 53 pumpkins into a handsome coach, the 106 mice into horses, and 53rella's ripped clothes into a gown and crown. 53rella's fairy godmother says, "I've never seen such a quadruple-tastic gown! And get it under my glass slippers, fairy godmother. How can I ever thank you enough?" And climbs into the coach. 53rella's fairy godmother says, "Well, 53rella, you can't, but have fun. And I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will turn back to normal." And so, 53rella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Quadrintupling was wondering who he should marry. "Wondering who to marry, Prince Quadrintupling, my son?" asked the king of Quadrintuplingham. To which Prince Quadrintupling says, "Yes, father." "Prince Quadrintupling, you're going to marry me," said Fatima, the oldest stepsister. "No way, Fatima, wrong. He's going to marry me." "Prince Quadrintupling, you're going to marry me." said Ivana. Both of you are wrong. Prince Trey and Quadrigentalling, you're going to marry me, said Ferdinand. The rest say, all three of you are wrong. Prince Trey and Quadrigentalling, you're going to marry me. But Prince Trey and Quadrigentalling angrily denies their request. 50-Firella arrives at the ball just in time. Prince Trey and Quadrigentalling sees her, walks out to her and says, you must be 50-Firella. May I have please at this dance? 50-Firella responds, yes. 50-Firella and Prince Trey Quadrigentalling dance happily together. But later, 50-Firella realizes it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. The next day, the king of Trey Quadrigentalling and Prince Trey Quadrigentalling try to find 50-Firella who captured Prince Trey Quadrigentaling's heart and brought the glass slipper she lost with them. By the time they arrive at her house, Prince Trey Quadrigentalling knocks on the door at the house where 50-Firella and her 10 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 50-Firella, they found her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters Fatima to Emily. Prince Trey Quadrigentalling then says, ladies, my father, the king, and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper? Fatima is first, but her foot is too big. Isabella is next, but her foot is too small. Nonsense! It fits, she said. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, the king of Trey Quadrigentalling and Prince Trey Quadrigentalling, known as 50-Firella, singing. Prince Trey Quadrigentalling, is that you? She hollered excitedly. He says, of course it's me. I love you. Will you marry me? And the glass slipper fits. And so, Prince Trey Quadrigentalling and the king of Trey Quadrigentalling and 50-Firella lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew Stewards. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Everything, and buy our merchandise at Everything.com. And take care. Bye. And now, Andrew Knows Everything proudly presents 40-Cinderella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a plot twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young adult girl named 40-Cinderella. 40-Cinderella had 5 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, Yanina, and Yanina. All 5 of them constantly made fun of 40-Cinderella and made her do all the chores. 40 wench, sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, and Yanina all together. One day, the king of Quadrigentalingham's messenger arrives and says, hear ye, the king of Quadrigentallingham is going to throw a bomb, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Quadrigentalling. But 40-Cinderella is not welcome, her stepsisters are. Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, and Yanina ran with huge excitement and picked out dresses to wear to the ball, but argue over who will Prince Quadrigentalling marry. Later, 40-Cinderella is so sad because she wanted to go to the ball and marry Prince Georgia tumbling while doing chores, and her fairy godmother asked her what's wrong by saying, "Why are you crying, Fortyrella?" Fortyrella responds, "I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Quadroget Toppling." Her fairy godmother said, "I can help with a bit of magic and make your wish come true. No one will know it's you." Fortyrella's fairy godmother then waves her magic wand. And because of that, Fortyrella's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Fortyrella, go fetch me and your friends, the mice." Luckily, Fortyrella has 40 pumpkins and 80 mice. Fortyrella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 40 pumpkins into a handsome coach. And the 80 mice into strong horses to the coach to draw on, and then Fortyrella's were close into a gown and crown. Fortyrella said, "I've never seen such a quadruple-tastic gown. And get a load of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough?" Fortyrella's fairy godmother said, "Well, you can, Fortyrella, but have fun. But I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to the way it was before." And so, Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Quadroget Toppling was wondering who he should marry. Fiona, Ophelia, Ramona, Tina, and Anita all say together, "He's walking towards me!" But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Fortyrella. Fortyrella and Prince Quadroget Toppling dance happily together. But later, Fortyrella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost both her glass slippers. Prince Quadroget Toppling was so worried that he might never see Fortyrella again. And so, he and his father, the king of Quadroget Toppling, traveled all around the neighborhood to find her and brought the 2 glass slippers she lost with them. By the time they arrived, they knocked on the door of the home where Fortyrella and her 5 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. He then says, "Ladies, my father, the king, and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on these glass slippers?" Fiona is first, but her feet are too big. Ophelia is next, but her feet are too small. "Nonsense! They fit!" she said. "The rest is the same, but none of their feet are the right size." Suddenly, Prince Quadroget Toppling and the king of Quadroget Toppling noticed Fortyrella saying, "The glass slippers fit!" Fortyrella gets so excited because she's happy to have her father-in-law and her husband back. Prince Quadroget Toppling and they all lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and Internet Everything, and buy our merchandise at interneteverything.com. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew's Doers, Andrew Does Everything, proudly presents Cinderella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a plot twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young woman named Cinderella. Cinderella had 5 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Sophia, Isabella, Xavier, Tasha, and Anita. I find that them constantly made fun of 60-year-old and made her do, and always made 60-year-old do all the chores. 60 wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, and do windows, do it all, said Sophia, Isabella, Xavier, Tasha, Yadina, and all together. And then one day, the king of Sexarjit-Tumbling-Ham's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, the king of Sexarjit-Tumbling-Ham is going to throw a ball alongside his son, Prince Sexarjit-Tumbling. Sophia, Isabella, Xavier, Tasha, and Yadina ran with huge excitement and picked out dresses to wear to the ball, but argued over who Prince Sexarjit-Tumbling fall in love with. Later, Cinderella is so distraught, upset, and sad about not going doing chores, about not going to the ball and marry, being best friends with Prince Sexarjit-Tumbling. Whatever will I do? She whimpers. 60-year-old's fairy godmother arrives and comforts her. There, now 60-year-old. I will fix everything for you. And nobody will know it's you. And so, she waves her magic wand to do all the chores for 60-year-old, and then turn her attire into a princess's attire with a pair of sparkly glass slippers. 60-year-old says, I've never seen such a Sexarjit-Tumbling-tastic gown! And I love my new glass slippers. But how am I going to get to the ball? Fortunately, her fairy godmother magically turns 60 points into a handsome coach and 120 mice into for the coach to be drawn. 60-year-old then says, Oh, fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? And climbs into the coach. Her fairy godmother says, Well, you can't, but have fun, 60-year-old. But I will warn you to return home by the stroke of midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will change back to the way it was before. And so, 60-year-old accepts the warning. At the ball, the king of Sexarjit-Tumbling says, Wondering who's your princess, Prince Sexarjit-Tumbling? In which Prince Sexarjit-Tumbling responds, Yes, father. I just don't know who. 60-year-old arrives at the ball just in time. Prince Sexarjit, he's her princess. He is walking towards me, said Sophia, Isabella, Xavier, Tasha, and Yadina all together. But Prince Sexarjit-Tumbling passed right by them, walked straight towards 60-year-old and said, You must be 60-year-old. May I please have this dance? Yes! Said 60-year-old overjoyed. 60-year-old and Prince Sexarjit-Tumbling sing, 60 times you and me. Come on, let's dance together. 60-year-old will be best friends forever. Who else could it be than you and me? Come on, Prince Sexarjit-Tumbling, let's dance together. We'll be best friends forever. Who else could it be than you and me? As they dance, but soon 60-year-old realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost both her glass slippers. The next day, the king of Sexarjit-Tumbling and Prince Sexarjit-Tumbling traveled all around the neighborhood, trying to find 60-year-old who captured Prince Sexarjit-Tumbling's heart and brought the 2 glass slippers she lost with them. If they could find Prince Sexarjit-Tumbling's princess, they could get married. By the time they arrived, they knocked on the door of the house where 60-year-old Sophia, Isabella, Xavier, Tasha, and Yadina live. But instead of 60-year-old, they find her ugly, mean, and wicked stepsisters Sophia, Isabella, Xavier, Tasha, and Yadina. Prince Sexarjit-Tumbling then said, Ladies, my father, the king of Sexarjit-Tumbling, and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you draw in these glass slippers? Sophia is first, but her feet are too big. Isabella is next, but her feet are too small. Nonsense! They fit! She said. Xavier, Tasha, and Edith did the same thing, but neither of their feet fit either. Just then, Cinderella arrives. She looks rather familiar and tries the glass slippers on. Because of that, she transforms back into a princess. Cinderella, my dear daughter-in-law, we found you. We thought you were lost forever, exclaims the king of Sexagetumlingham. And so, Cinderella, the king of Sexagetumlingham, and Prince Sexagetumling lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and buy our merchandise at nerdisomething.com. Take care. Bye.